Alex adjusted the straps of his flight harness as the small shuttle descended toward the alien research station orbiting the planet Zephyria. From the window, he could see the station's massive structure, sleek, silver, and glowing faintly under the distant sun. It floated silently in space, a testament to the advanced technology of a civilization that had clearly mastered interstellar travel long before humans had even left Earth's solar system. Alex felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. He had trained for years for this moment. Humans had never interacted directly with this alien species, the Zetherians. They were known across the galaxy for their discipline, intelligence, and precision. Stories spoke of their loyalty to their hierarchy, their strict rules, and their remarkable technological achievements. Now Alex was about to step into their world. The shuttle docked smoothly, guided by magnetic clamps and a gentle hum of engines. The airlock cycled, and Alex stepped out into the station. The first thing he noticed was the light, soft, diffuse, yet bright enough to illuminate every corner. It was different from human lighting, calming and efficient, and it seemed to respond subtly to movement, dimming or brightening as he walked. He was greeted by Lyra, the Zetherian officer assigned to assist him. Her presence was immediately striking. She was tall and slender, her skin a soft shade of silver that reflected the station's light. Her eyes were large, almond-shaped, with an unusual depth, almost as if they could see more than just the physical world. Lyra's body was covered in a full protective suit, sleek and form-fitting, with layers of panels and circuits visible beneath the outer shell. The suit was not just armor, it was a living interface, designed to protect her in hazardous environments, regulate temperature, and even monitor her vital signs. "Welcome, human," Lyra said, her voice melodic yet precise. It carried authority without being harsh. "I am Lyra. I will guide you through the station and assist you in your research." Alex bowed slightly, a human gesture of respect. "Thank you, Officer Lyra. I'm honored to be here." Lyra inclined her head. "Your species' gestures are unusual, yet I understand your intent. Follow me." As they walked through the station, Alex couldn't help but notice the differences. The corridors were lined with smooth panels that seemed to shimmer slightly, responding to his presence. Holographic displays floated in midair, projecting data in real time. Robots and automated drones moved silently, performing maintenance and delivering equipment. The air smelled faintly metallic, clean and pure, yet not unpleasant. "Where exactly am I?" Alex asked, trying to mask his awe. "You are in the Zetherian Research Orbital Station," Lyra explained. "It orbits Zephyria, a planet with an extreme environment. The station monitors the planet's surface, studies its unique energy signatures, and experiments with environmental adaptation technology." Alex nodded. He had read about Zephyria in briefing reports, a planet with violent storms, toxic gases, and unpredictable magnetic fields. It was almost impossible for humans to survive there without proper protection, and yet here he was, standing on a station designed by the Zetherians to handle such hazards with ease. Lyra led him to a small chamber where a console awaited. "This is your workspace. The station's AI will assist you. You may access research data, environmental reports, and suit interface simulations here." Alex stepped closer to the console and marveled at the holographic controls. With a swipe of his hand, charts, diagrams, and animated simulations appeared, hovering in the air. He realized that he could interact with them intuitively, moving images with gestures, zooming in on data streams, or activating simulations with simple commands. As he explored, he noticed something peculiar. Lyra's suit began to shift slightly in response to a word Alex had said aloud, almost without thinking. "Activate." Panels along her arms and legs moved, revealing new layers of circuitry and armor. He blinked in surprise. "You noticed," Lyra said calmly. "Certain verbal commands can trigger functions in the suit. It is a standard feature of Zetherian environmental suits. The interface is designed to respond to vocal cues from authorized personnel." Alex's mind raced. This was incredible. The suit was not just protective, it was responsive, adaptive, almost alive in a way. He spoke another word cautiously. "Release." The suit responded again, retracting certain outer layers, revealing additional protective panels underneath. Alex realized that this was not a malfunction. It was intentional. Lyra studied his expression. "Do not be alarmed, human. The suit's response is mechanical and controlled. Your words do not affect me personally. It is a demonstration of interface functionality, nothing more. Alex nodded, feeling both fascinated and respectful. I see, it's remarkable. Your technology is beyond anything humans have. Lyra's eyes seemed to reflect a faint acknowledgement of the compliment. The Zetherians have advanced over millennia, yet your species shows promise. We are interested in collaboration. That is why you are here. As the day progressed, Alex learned more about the suits. They were designed to handle extreme environmental hazards, from toxic gases to intense radiation. They could repair minor damages autonomously and even adjust temperature and pressure to optimize comfort and survival. But the most intriguing feature remained the vocal interface. Certain words could trigger precise actions, from opening panels to adjusting internal systems. Alex spent hours experimenting carefully, always mindful of safety. He spoke a command, and a panel on Lyra's arm would slide open to reveal a diagnostic interface. Another word made a leg panel shift, showing a thermal regulator. He was careful to respect the boundaries, understanding that this was professional, not personal. During a break, Lyra guided him to a large observation deck. Through the transparent dome, Zephyria stretched below, a chaotic swirl of storms and electrical storms. The planet was beautiful in its dangerous way, swirling clouds in shades of green and violet, lightning arcing across the surface like living veins. This is the reason for the suits, Lyra said. The planet's environment is lethal to most life forms. The suits allow us to study it safely. Observation and adaptation are key to survival. Alex watched in awe. It's incredible. I can see why humans are eager to learn from your species. Lyra inclined her head. Your species has shown resilience and courage. That is why you have been chosen for this mission. Your presence here is not merely for observation. It is a test of compatibility with Zetherian technology and culture. Alex felt a surge of pride. He had trained for years, not just in science and diplomacy, but in survival skills and quick thinking. The fact that the Zetherians recognized potential in humans was both humbling and exciting. As the sun of Zephyria rose over the horizon, casting strange, multicolored light across the clouds, Alex realized that this mission would be unlike anything he had ever imagined. There were challenges ahead, technological, environmental, and cultural. But there was also opportunity, an opportunity to show that humans could not only survive in extreme conditions but thrive and contribute meaningfully to interstellar cooperation. And then it happened. Alex, curious and cautious, spoke a word he had seen in the suit interface manual. Engage. Lyra's suit responded immediately. Panels shifted, layers retracted, revealing additional armor and life support systems underneath. Alex stared, fascinated, as the suit demonstrated its full adaptive potential. Lyra remained calm, as though this happened every day. This is remarkable, Alex said, voice barely containing his excitement. The suit reacts instantly. It's intelligent, in a sense. Lyra's eyes met his. It is not intelligence as you define it. It is programmed adaptability. Yet your understanding of the interface is accurate. You are learning quickly, human. That is encouraging. Alex smiled. He had a feeling that this was just the beginning, that the words he spoke carefully and thoughtfully could unlock even more of this alien technology's secrets. But he also understood the responsibility. This was not a toy. One wrong word could trigger a dangerous reaction, not just for Lyra, but potentially for the entire station. The part of the day ended with Alex reviewing all the interface functions he had observed. He realized that trust, understanding, and careful observation were as important as technical knowledge. The Zetherians had designed the suits not just to protect but to test compatibility, to reward those who approached their technology with respect and intelligence. As Alex prepared to rest in the small quarters provided for him, he looked out once more at Zephyria. The storms raged below, but up here in the station there was calm, order, and a sense of purpose. He knew that the days ahead would test his skills, courage, and intellect, and somehow he felt ready. Somewhere deep inside, he also sensed that his relationship with Lyra would be central to everything that was about to unfold. Trust, commands, and understanding. The simple human words he spoke might carry unexpected power in this alien environment. And that power, wielded wisely, could change not only his fate, but the fate of the mission, and perhaps the relationship between humans and Zetherians forever. The next morning, Alex woke to a soft chime from the station's AI, signaling the start of a new day. He stretched and prepared himself for the experiments Lyra had promised to show him. After the previous day, his curiosity had grown immensely. The suits were no ordinary protective gear. They were sophisticated adaptive systems that reacted almost like living things. Today, he wanted to understand them more deeply. Lyra met him at the main laboratory, a vast room filled with tables, holographic projectors, and suspended robotic arms. The air shimmered faintly as various energy fields stabilized the lab's gravity and temperature. "Today we begin the controlled interface experiments," she said, her voice calm but precise. "You will learn how verbal commands influence suit configurations. We will begin with basic functions and gradually increase complexity." Alex nodded. He followed her to a demonstration platform where a suit similar to Lyra's was laid out. "This suit," Lyra explained, "is standard issue for surface operations on Zephyria. Each layer is designed to protect against different hazards, temperature extremes, toxic gases, magnetic storms, and physical impacts." Alex leaned closer, inspecting the panels and circuits embedded in the suit. He had studied diagrams, but seeing the suit up close was far different. "It's incredible," he said. "Every layer seems connected, almost like it's aware of what the others are doing." "Awareness is a programmed response," Lyra corrected gently. "It simulates awareness to increase efficiency. Your species might call it intelligence, but it is precise programming combined with adaptive materials." Alex's eyes lit up. "I want to try it." "Can I?" Lyra nodded, carefully. "Begin with the word engage. Observe the results." Alex took a deep breath. Engage. Immediately, the outer panels of the demonstration suit shifted, revealing inner layers of armor and flexible circuitry. Holographic lines of data appeared above the suit, showing temperature levels, pressure regulation, and structural integrity. Alex watched, fascinated. The suit seemed to respond to him almost like a partner, not just a machine. "Excellent," Lyra said. "Now try a word to adjust internal systems. Say balance." Alex spoke the word, and the suit's inner panels shifted subtly, recalibrating for optimal weight distribution. He could see real-time readouts showing adjustments to pressure points, internal sensors, and mobility enhancements. The precision was astonishing. "This is unlike anything humans have," Alex whispered. "It's perfect adaptation." Lyra's eyes seemed to soften. "Your species is capable of learning quickly. That is why we invited you. You have the potential to interact safely with technologies that others might fail to control." Encouraged, Alex decided to experiment further. He tested words to control temperature, air filtration, and energy shields. Each time the suit responded instantly. He realized that these were not just practical functions, they represented trust. The suit trusted his commands, and the wearer, Lyra, trusted him to use them responsibly. After an hour, Lyra decided to show him something more advanced. "Observe," she said, and with a command of her own, her suit shifted. Layers retracted, revealing additional panels underneath designed for emergency adaptation. Alex noticed a complex network of nanofibers running beneath the surface, capable of repairing minor damage and adjusting to extreme pressure. Alex couldn't resist trying a word.
"Activate!" Lyra's suit responded immediately.
Panels slid smoothly, exposing a control interface. Alex was amazed at the precision. Every movement was deliberate, almost elegant. He realized that these suits were as much about human-alien interaction as protection. The correct words, spoken with understanding, created harmony between human intent and alien technology. "Careful," Lyra warned, noticing his excitement. "Each function must be used responsibly. Improper commands can trigger hazardous responses. Observe before you act." Alex nodded, though his mind raced with possibilities. Humans were known for innovation and improvisation. Here he could see that even a simple word, if spoken correctly, could unlock powerful capabilities, but misuse could be dangerous. He would need to balance curiosity with caution. As they continued, Alex noticed something unusual. Some commands caused the suit to respond differently depending on context. Environmental conditions, movement, and even Lyra's vital signs affected how the suit adapted. This meant that he had to think ahead, predicting how the suit would respond rather than simply giving commands blindly. "This is remarkable," Alex said. "It's like a conversation, not just a command." Lyra inclined her head. "Precisely. The suit is designed to respond to intent, not just words. It filters commands through safety protocols, energy thresholds, and environmental conditions. That is why it appears to act intelligently. Humans must learn to communicate with it, not dominate it. The lessons continued for hours. Alex experimented with words to retract and deploy armor layers, adjust temperature, and even control energy shielding. Each successful command filled him with a mix of wonder and responsibility. He realized that humans, with careful observation and adaptability, could operate alongside Zetherian technology effectively. During a break, Lyra invited him to a smaller chamber with a simulation of Zephyria's surface. "You will see why the suits are essential," she said. The simulation projected a harsh storm environment, acidic clouds, high winds, and sudden magnetic bursts. Alex watched as a demonstration suit, controlled by Lyra's commands, adapted in real time. Panels shifted, shields deployed, and internal systems recalibrated to maintain stability. It moved with precision, almost as if the suit itself was alive, reacting to threats before they even fully materialized. "Impressive," Alex murmured. "It reacts faster than I can even think." Lyra nodded. "It is designed for efficiency. Survival on Zephyria is impossible without these adaptations. You will see tomorrow why understanding these systems is crucial for both humans and Zetherians." Alex left the chamber with a sense of awe. The potential of human-alien collaboration was enormous. He felt both privileged and responsible. Every word he spoke could have a real effect, and every command carried weight. That evening, while Alex reviewed data in his quarters, Lyra appeared via holographic communication. "Human," she said, her voice calm. "Your understanding of the suit interface is progressing. Tomorrow we will begin controlled environmental tests. You will guide the suit under simulated Zephyrian conditions. Your commands must maintain stability and ensure safety." Alex nodded. "I understand. I won't make mistakes." Lyra's holographic form tilted slightly. "Confidence is necessary, but humility is essential. Remember, one wrong word can have consequences. Observation and understanding must guide your actions." Alex realized the truth in her words. This mission was not just about technology. It was about trust, precision, and cooperation. Humans were capable of courage and quick thinking, but here those traits had to be paired with patience and careful study. As he prepared for sleep, Alex thought about the day. He had discovered a remarkable interface, one that responded to words, thought, and intent. He had learned to respect the suit's boundaries and understand its adaptive logic. And he had begun to appreciate the trust between human and Zetherian, a trust built through observation, respect, and careful interaction. Outside, Zephyria continued its storms, fierce and unrelenting. Inside the station, however, there was calm, order, and purpose. Alex felt a growing sense of responsibility. Tomorrow's test would be more challenging and mistakes could be costly, but he also felt a quiet excitement. He was learning, adapting, and beginning to understand a species far beyond his own. Lyra's last words echoed in his mind. "Observation and understanding must guide your actions." He repeated them silently, preparing for the challenges ahead. One word, one command could achieve incredible results or trigger disaster. The key was not power, it was wisdom, and Alex knew he was ready to learn. The day began like any other, but Alex could feel a tension in the station, subtle but undeniable. The air shimmered slightly and the soft hum of machinery seemed louder than usual. Lyra met him at the main laboratory, her posture rigid. "Human, we have an unexpected anomaly," she said. "The station's environmental systems are malfunctioning. Certain areas are losing pressure and temperature regulation. You must assist." Alex's heart skipped a beat. He had trained for emergencies, but this was real. The simulation exercises had prepared him somewhat, but facing the station's failing systems was far more intense. "What do I need to do?" he asked, steadying his voice. Lyra gestured to the station's map projected in midair. Red zones marked areas where environmental controls were failing. "We need to stabilize these zones. Your understanding of suit interface commands is critical. Certain areas are hazardous. You must guide me safely while we correct the failures." Alex nodded, swallowing his fear. "Understood. Let's do this." They moved through the station's corridors quickly but cautiously. The lights flickered in some sections, and the soft hum of the station's engines occasionally jumped into a sharp, metallic screech. The air felt heavier, as if warning them of the danger ahead. Lyra's suit was fully responsive, but the malfunction caused intermittent delays in its adaptive systems. Alex had to anticipate these delays, issuing commands carefully. "Balance," he said, and her suit adjusted posture to maintain stability as the floor trembled slightly from a nearby power surge. "Good," Lyra said, eyes scanning the corridor. "Now temperature stabilize." The suit's internal systems shifted, regulating heat as cold air from a damaged vent surged. Alex realized that the success of their mission depended on both his words and his timing. Too early or too late, and the suit could overcompensate, creating new hazards. As they reached the first red zone, Alex saw the problem clearly. A maintenance drone had malfunctioned, puncturing a panel that regulated oxygen flow. The area's pressure was dropping fast. "Quickly," Lyra urged. "Deploy the emergency seal." Alex spoke the command. The outer panels of Lyra's suit shifted, deploying an emergency seal mechanism. The suit's interface connected with the station systems, stabilizing the pressure long enough for Lyra to repair the vent manually. Sparks flew as the repair completed and the pressure slowly normalized. "Excellent work," Lyra said, her voice calm but carrying a hint of relief. "Now the next zone is more dangerous." The second zone was a long corridor where the temperature control had failed completely. Extreme heat from the station's reactor vented into the passage, creating waves of rising air that distorted visibility. Alex instructed Lyra to use the suit's thermal shielding. "Activate thermal layer." The suit responded immediately, panels shifting to insulate her from the heat. Alex could see the glowing outlines of heat waves rippling through the corridor. Each step was calculated, precise as Lyra moved with grace despite the hazard. Suddenly, a warning beep sounded in Lyra's suit. A power surge had caused a temporary system overload, and one panel began to retract too quickly. Alex reacted without hesitation. "Stabilize!" he shouted. The suit froze, then recalibrated. Lyra's movements became smooth again, and she nodded at Alex. "You are adapting well," she said. "Your timing is improving. Humans are quick learners when observation guides action." Alex felt a rush of pride but did not allow himself to relax. One zone remained, the most dangerous. The central control hub had begun overheating, with sparks flying and electrical surges threatening the surrounding systems. If the hub failed completely, the station could lose all life support. They reached the hub and Alex quickly assessed the situation. Energy conduits were exposed and the temperature in the area was rising rapidly. Lyra's suit began to adapt automatically, deploying protective layers and activating internal cooling. But the surge was too strong. Alex realized he would have to intervene manually, guiding the suit while also operating the hub's emergency controls. "Lyra, follow my commands exactly," he said, his voice steady. "I will stabilize the conduits first, then adjust your suit for full protection." "Understood," Lyra replied. Alex focused, recalling every detail he had learned about the suit's interface. "Energy shield," he commanded. The suit responded instantly, panels shifting to form a protective barrier around her body. Sparks from the conduits ricocheted harmlessly off the shield. "Good," Lyra said. "Now, coolant boost." The suit's internal temperature regulators engaged fully, stabilizing her body heat. Alex moved closer to the hub, extending his hand to interface with the emergency control panel. The holographic controls flickered, but his knowledge of Zetherian systems allowed him to bypass the malfunctioning nodes. He activated the primary conduit stabilization sequence. For a moment, nothing happened. Then slowly the hub's energy flow began to normalize. Sparks ceased and the temperature started to drop. Alex and Lyra exchanged a quick glance of relief. "You did it," Lyra said. "Your observation and command timing saved the station." Alex exhaled, feeling both exhausted and exhilarated. He realized the magnitude of what they had accomplished. Humans often relied on improvisation, but here, improvisation alone was not enough. It had to be guided by careful observation, patience, and understanding, a combination that he had applied successfully. The crisis was not just a test of skill, it was a demonstration of human ingenuity. While Zetherians were precise and advanced, Alex had shown that humans could adapt, learn, and act decisively under extreme pressure. After stabilizing the hub, they moved to a quieter section of the station. Alex removed his helmet, wiping sweat from his forehead. Lyra did the same, her suit retracting some of its protective layers in a gesture of trust. You handled yourself admirably, she said, her voice carrying respect. Your species' courage is notable. But more importantly, you understand the balance between action and observation. That is rare, even among experienced Zitharians. Alex smiled, feeling the weight of her words. Thank you, Lyra. I only acted with what I had learned from you in the suit. I couldn't have done it alone. Lyra's eyes reflected a faint glow, almost like approval. Humans often underestimate their own abilities. Yet in moments of crisis, your species demonstrates remarkable courage and adaptability. That is why you were chosen for this mission. One day your people may handle situations even we find challenging. Alex thought about the implications. If humans could work alongside Zitharian technology and understand it so quickly, the potential for cooperation and advancement was enormous. This station was just one small step, but it represented a bridge between two species. As they returned to the main laboratory, Alex noticed that the station's AI was recalibrating systems automatically, stabilizing areas that had been affected. The crisis was over, but the lessons remained vivid in his mind. Commands, timing, observation, trust. Each element had played a role in their success. Lyra paused near the observation deck, gesturing toward the view of Zephyria. The storms below still raged, lightning arcing across the clouds in brilliant patterns. Yet up here in the station, order and calm had been restored. You see, Lyra said, even the most chaotic environments can be navigated with knowledge, skill, and cooperation. Humans are capable of understanding this, despite your species' relative inexperience with interstellar travel. That is remarkable. Alex nodded, looking out at the storm. He felt a deep sense of pride, not just for himself, but for humanity. They were young in the galaxy, but they were learning quickly. And in moments of crisis, humans could rise to challenges that even advanced species might struggle to manage. That's the thing about humans, Lyra continued. You do not rely solely on strength or speed. You observe, you learn, and then you act. That combination, it is powerful, Alex smiled. I'm glad I could prove that. But I couldn't have done it without your guidance. Lyra inclined her head slightly. Perhaps. But guidance alone is not enough. It is your willingness to understand, to act thoughtfully under pressure that made the difference. That is why humans are respected. As the day ended, Alex reflected on the events. The crisis had tested him, challenged his skills, and pushed him to think and act under pressure. But it had also shown him something far more important. Humans had the potential to rise above limitations, to understand alien technology, and to build trust across species. He knew the days ahead would bring more challenges, more tests of skill, judgment, and courage. But he also knew that humans had something unique to offer: ingenuity, adaptability, and the ability to act decisively when it mattered most. And for the first time, Alex felt that humans might not just survive in the galaxy, they could thrive. The station hummed softly as Alex walked through the main corridor. The crisis had passed, but the memory of it lingered vividly. He could still see sparks flying from the conduits and feel the adrenaline as he issued commands to stabilize Lyra's suit. Yet now, in the calm after the storm, he could reflect on what had happened and what it meant. Lyra met him at the observation deck. She had partially retracted her suit, layers folding back smoothly, exposing the intricate inner armor and interface systems that Alex had been studying for days. The gesture was subtle, but it carried meaning. It was a sign of trust, an acknowledgement that he had proven himself capable of handling responsibility, danger, and alien technology. You have done well, human, Lyra said, her voice calm yet carrying a warmth that surprised Alex. Your understanding of the suit interface, your timing, and your judgment under pressure were remarkable. It is rare for humans to adapt so quickly. Alex nodded, feeling a mixture of pride and humility. Thank you, Lyra. I only acted with what I had learned from you in the system. I couldn't have done it alone. Lyra's eyes reflected a faint shimmer, as if acknowledging both his words and the truth behind them. Perhaps. Guidance is important, but it is your willingness to observe, learn, and act thoughtfully that made the difference. That is why humans are respected. Alex realized that the lessons he had learned extended beyond technology. They were lessons about trust, cooperation, and the power of observation. Humans often relied on strength, improvisation, or speed. But here in the station, it was careful thought and disciplined action that mattered most. And humans, it seemed, could rise to the occasion. Over the next several hours, Alex and Lyra worked side by side to repair and enhance the station's systems. He applied everything he had learned from observing Lyra's suit, using words and commands to interface with the station's machinery. Panels shifted, energy conduits recalibrated, and automated drones moved in perfect synchronization, guided by Alex's carefully chosen words. At one point, Alex realized that the systems could be optimized further if the suits and station controls worked in tandem. He suggested a sequence of commands that allowed the station's AI to anticipate environmental fluctuations and adjust Lyra's suit in real time. Lyra observed quietly, then nodded. "Impressive," she said. "You have designed a new integration protocol. Humans are innovative even under pressure. Your species has potential beyond what we initially predicted." Alex smiled. "I only combined what I learned from observing you and the systems. Innovation comes from understanding first." As they worked, the atmosphere between them shifted subtly. Lyra's suit, once fully protective, remained partially retracted, signaling her growing trust. Alex could see the intricate engineering beneath the outer layers, flexible armor, temperature regulators, and energy conduits that shimmered faintly. It was not a display of vulnerability in a human sense, but a deliberate demonstration that she trusted him completely. By the end of the day, the station was fully stabilized. All environmental systems were functioning normally, and the simulation chambers confirmed that the suits operated perfectly in coordination with station controls. Alex took a moment to step back, observing the results. "This is incredible," he said. "We've done more than stabilize the station. We've improved it." Lyra nodded, her eyes reflecting what seemed almost like approval. "You have done more than stabilize systems. You have demonstrated the value of human adaptability, courage, and insight. That is why we respect your species. Humans can face challenges, think creatively, and act decisively. You are capable of more than most realize." Alex felt a warmth of pride and accomplishment. This was not just about technology. It was about humans proving themselves in a galaxy full of advanced civilizations. It was about trust, collaboration, and the ability to rise to challenges that others might find impossible. As the station's lights dimmed to evening mode, Alex and Lyra moved to the observation deck again. Zephyria stretched below, storms swirling in vibrant colors, lightning arcing across the clouds like living veins. Yet from the safety of the station, the planet looked almost peaceful, a reminder of both its danger and beauty. Lyra's suit shifted again, retracting some layers fully, revealing the inner armor in its functional elegance. She turned toward Alex. "This gesture," she said softly, "is a demonstration of trust. It is a way of showing that you have earned confidence not just in words or commands, but in understanding and judgment." Alex met her gaze. He felt honored. He realized that trust was the most powerful tool in human-alien collaboration. It was more important than commands, words, or technology. Without trust, even the most advanced systems could fail. "I understand," he said, "and I'll continue to act responsibly. You've shown me that trust is earned, not demanded." Lyra inclined her head slightly. "Correct. Trust is mutual. You have earned mine." For a moment, they stood in silence, observing the storms below. Alex reflected on everything that had happened. The arrival, the experiments, the crisis, and the rebuilding. Each step had tested him, taught him, and shaped his understanding of both technology and the Zetherian culture. He realized that humans had something unique to offer, not just courage, intelligence, or adaptability, but the ability to act decisively while learning quickly. Even advanced civilizations could underestimate the power of these traits. And humans, when guided by observation and careful thought, could achieve remarkable results. Lyra spoke again, breaking the silence. "There will be more challenges. Zephyria is unpredictable and the station's work is ongoing. But know this, your species has earned a place here. Humans can rise to challenges and cooperate with advanced technology in ways we did not anticipate. That is why we invited you." Alex nodded, feeling a deep sense of responsibility. "I won't let you down." Lyra's suit shifted once more, retracting fully in a display of confidence in his judgment. "I do not doubt it. Your species has proven itself capable. That is sufficient." The moment marked a turning point. Trust had been established. Cooperation had been demonstrated. And Alex realized that humans had the potential not just to survive in this alien environment, but to thrive. Over the next few days, Alex and Lyra continued their work, refining protocols, improving suit integration, and studying Zephyria's unique environmental systems. Each day reinforced what Alex had learned: careful observation, thoughtful action, and respect for technology and culture were the keys to success. By the time Alex's mission on the station neared its end, he had not only mastered the Zetherian suit interface but had also formed a bond with Lyra, a bond built on trust, mutual respect, and collaboration. Humans and Zetherians had worked together to overcome extreme hazards, demonstrating that even in the vast galaxy, cooperation could bridge species and technologies. On his final day, Alex and Lyra stood once more at the observation deck, looking out over Zephyria. The storms raged below, but above in the station there was calm, achievement, and promise. "You have done more than I expected," Lyra said. "Humans are remarkable. You face challenges, learn quickly, and act decisively. That combination is rare, even among advanced species. It is why your people are respected." Alex smiled, feeling the weight of her words. "Thank you, Lyra, and thank you for teaching me. Without your guidance, I could not have learned so much." Lyra's eyes reflected what seemed like a faint glow of approval. "Perhaps, but your willingness to observe, understand, and act made the difference. That is the strength of humans. You have proven that one word, spoken with knowledge and responsibility, can achieve incredible results." Alex looked out over the storm, thinking of everything that had happened. The mission had been dangerous, challenging, and intense, yet it had also been a moment of triumph, for him, for humans, and for the growing trust between species. In that moment, he understood the true meaning of the title that had guided his journey. One word, chosen wisely, could change outcomes, save lives, and build bridges across worlds. And as he prepared to leave the station and return to human space, Alex felt certain of one thing: humanity had a place in the galaxy. Not because of brute strength or numbers, but because humans could learn, adapt, and rise to challenges with courage, insight, and integrity. Lyra's final gesture, the full retraction of her suit, remained in his mind. It was not a display of weakness. It was the highest form of acknowledgement a Zetherian could offer: complete trust. And Alex knew he would carry that lesson forever. Humans were young in the galaxy, but now, he realized, they had proven they could face the unknown, master challenges, and earn trust among the most advanced civilizations. That was human potential, and it was limitless.